Hello everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 436, The Night Vault, Part 2, Upper Intermediate. The following day, Charlie sat at a dimly lit cafe in Southwark, sipping a lukewarm cup of coffee that tasted as bitter as her regret. The black case was gone, handed over to the broker, but its weight lingered in her thoughts. She had delivered it as instructed, yet unease gnawed at her. What was inside it, and why had the broker chosen her for such a high-stakes mission? Before she could sink deeper into her thoughts, a man slid into the seat across from her. He wore a nondescript grey suit, his face partially hidden under the brim of a hat. "You're a hard woman to track down," he said, his voice low and measured. Charlie's instincts tensed. "I don't know who you are, but I don't want any more trouble." The man leaned forward. "That's the thing about trouble. It finds you whether you want it or not. I work for MI5. The black case you delivered last night contained classified materials that could endanger national security." She froze, her stomach flipping. "You're joking, right?" "I wish I were." He pulled out a small badge, flipping it open for a second before tucking it back into his pocket. "We've been monitoring the broker for years. He's been collecting dangerous artifacts and information, selling them to the highest bidder. That case," the man paused, lowering his voice further, "it holds a prototype device capable of shutting down entire power grids. If it falls into the wrong hands, the consequences would be catastrophic." Charlie clenched her jaw. "I didn't know. He blackmailed me." "We know," the agent replied. "That's why I'm here. We need your help. You're the only one who can get close to the broker." She laughed bitterly. "You think he's going to trust me now? He probably has me on the watch list." The agent smirked. "Not if we make it look like you betrayed us to him. A little misdirection goes a long way." Charlie crossed her arms, weighing her options. She had no loyalty to the broker, but tangling with MI5 wasn't exactly appealing either. Still, the thought of that device falling into the wrong hands made her skin crawl. "Fine," she said at last, "but if I do this, I want full immunity." "Done," the agent said, standing up. "Welcome to the team, Morgan. You'll be hearing from us soon." That evening, Charlie received her new instructions. MI5 wanted her to infiltrate the high-security gala that the broker was hosting in Mayfair. The event was a cover for a black market auction where the device, reassembled and operational, would likely be sold. Dressed in an elegant black gown, a far cry from her usual tactical gear, Charlie entered the grand ballroom, blending seamlessly with London's elite. A hidden earpiece crackled softly as the MI5 agent guided her. "Target sighted near the bar. Don't engage yet." She moved through the crowd with practiced ease, her eyes scanning for the broker. When she spotted him, her breath hitched. He looked as cold and composed as ever, speaking to a group of men who exuded the same dangerous aura. "Approach from the left," came the agent's voice. "We need you to get his attention." Taking a glass of champagne from a passing waiter, Charlie sidled up to the group, her heart pounding. The broker's eyes locked onto her, his expression unreadable. "Miss Morgan," he said smoothly. "What an unexpected surprise." Charlie forced a confident smile. "You didn't think I'd stay away after our last little adventure, did you?" The broker tilted his head, studying her. "No, but I wonder, are you here as a guest or something else?" Before she could respond, the lights in the ballroom flickered, then went out entirely. Gasps and murmurs filled the air as emergency lights cast the room into an eerie red glow. "Plan B," the agent said in her earpiece. "Get to the control room and disable the device." Chaos erupted as the crowd began to panic. Using the confusion, Charlie slipped away, her heels echoing against the marble floor. She navigated through narrow corridors, guided by faintly glowing exit signs. At last she reached the control room, a small, high-tech space where the device hummed ominously on a pedestal. Charlie approached it cautiously, her hands steady as she removed a small EMP device from her clutch bag. Just as she prepared to deploy it, the door burst open. The broker stood there, his calm demeanor replaced by cold fury. "I trusted you." "You blackmailed me," she shot back, activating the EMP. The device sparked violently before shutting down entirely. "And now you're finished." The broker lunged at her, but Charlie dodged, delivering a swift kick that sent him staggering. Before he could recover, MI5 agents swarmed the room, guns drawn. "Good work, Morgan," the lead agent said, cuffing the broker. "We'll take it from here." As dawn broke over London, Charlie stood on the Thames embankment, watching the city awaken. Her phone buzzed with a message from the MI5 agent. "Immunity confirmed. Keep your nose clean, Morgan." For the first time in years, she felt free. The broker was behind bars, the device was neutralized, and her past misdeeds had been wiped clean. Yet she couldn't help but wonder, had she truly escaped her old life, or was this just another chapter in an endless cycle of shadows and secrets? Vocabulary notes. Coerced, meaning forced or pressured into doing something by threats, manipulation, or other unfair methods. Example, "He blackmailed me," she shot back, "and now you're finished." Similar words. Compelled, to feel obliged or forced to do something. Pressured, to be strongly encouraged or pushed to act. Intimidated, to be frightened into action. Classified, meaning information designated as secret or restricted, often for security reasons. Example, "The black case you delivered last night contained classified materials that could endanger national security." Similar words. Confidential, intended to be kept secret or private. Restricted, limited to certain people or purposes. Sensitive, requiring careful handling due to importance or risk. Misdirection, meaning a strategy used to divert attention from the actual focus or objective. Example, "Not if we make it look like you betrayed us to him. A little misdirection goes a long way." Similar words. Diversion, something designed to distract. Deception, the act of misleading or hiding the truth. Camouflage, concealing something by making it blend in. Tangling, meaning becoming involved in a difficult or complicated situation. Example, "Still, the thought of that device falling into the wrong hands made her skin crawl. Fine," she said at last. Similar words. Engaging, to become involved with. Entangling, becoming intertwined or trapped in something. Involving, participating or being caught up in a situation. Auction, meaning a public event where items are sold to the highest bidder. Example, the event was a cover for a black market auction, where the device, reassembled and operational, would likely be sold. Similar words. Sale, a general term for selling something. Bidding, competing to buy an item by offering increasing amounts of money. Marketplace, a place or system where items are bought and sold. Chaos, meaning complete disorder and confusion, often resulting from unexpected events. Example, chaos erupted as the crowd began to panic. Similar words. Disorder, a lack of organization or structure. Havoc, destruction or confusion on a large scale. Turmoil, a state of great disturbance or uncertainty. Prototype, meaning the first or preliminary version of something used as a model for testing. Example, that case, it holds a prototype device capable of shutting down entire power grids. Similar words. Model, an example or version used for demonstration. blueprint, a detailed plan or outline, test version, an experimental version used for trial purposes. Demeanor, meaning a person's outward behavior or manner. Example, the broker stood there, his calm demeanor replaced by cold fury. Similar words, attitude, a way of thinking or behaving. Behavior, the way someone acts or conducts themselves. Presence, the impression created by someone's manner or bearing. Neutralized, meaning rendered harmless or ineffective. Example, the broker was behind bars, the device was neutralized, and her past misdeeds had been wiped clean. Similar words, disarmed, made harmless by removing weapons or threats. Diffused, reduced the intensity of a dangerous situation. Eliminated, completely removed or erased. Immunity, meaning legal protection from punishment or harm, often in exchange for cooperation. Example, fine, she said at last, but if I do this, I want full immunity. Similar words, exemption, freedom from a rule or obligation. Pardon, official forgiveness for a wrongdoing. Amnesty, a general pardon for offences. Story written by ChatGPT 4o AI. Image created by Designer AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.